Hunched in the brush, he spies on her as she dances. He can feel the source alight within him when her eyes catch hold of his. He races from behind the branches, crushing the leaves beneath him on his way, begging his gods for the riz. Her face brightens when she sees him, watching the light of the sunset dance atop his feathery flaxen hair. Her smile beams at him as she takes his hand and holds close the child within him, whom she would take with her anywhere. Harps play her song in the distance, and she asks him if he'd like to dance, her silky wings spreading wider with the request. Though he fears he can't dance, he steps forward to meet her and holds her as they move, his chest to her breast. As the strings trill on, she revels in his beauty, lets loose the stories of him that fill her mind when he's not there. Her lashes flutter as she laughs and holds him tighter, because he is the friend she's longed for above every other. He trembles slightly as her head lay on his shoulder, a flood of warmth filling his wounded heart. There are so many places he wants to take her, dreams he'd like to live out by her side. The sweetness of her is a craving he can't stop. Even one day without her would tear his world apart. Trying hard to stay in the moment, he hears a voice from his past saying, "Go, run, hide." And then, from the corner of his eye, he sees a mirror that once hung on the tree. But it's fallen, like his courage, followed by his hands from her dress, and gone is the boy's jubilee. He sees the pus and the horns and the crowded teeth of a bat-winged beast. He's shorter now as he falls backward to the ground. His fairy is puzzled and slightly amused. She thinks he's tripped over his cape, and she laughs like she's just seen a clown. Her fair-faced prince is all tangled in weeds, so she offers her hand to lift him to his feet, beaming with love for this boy on his bum. She falls harder for him now, can't imagine how she could ever leave him alone in his kingdom. He cowers in the grass at the sound of her laughter. For his wounds she's just slashed, and his ego she's crushed. There's nothing more painful than what's to come after. "Leave me now," he snarls, moving away from the sight of her gaze. Confused, she offers her hand again, only to be met with a louder growl and his eyes a smoky haze. She doesn't see the mirror. She doesn't see what he sees. "My love, you've only stumbled. I can help." But a sudden knowing comes to her on a breeze. His wings crackle open, and she can see now a sliver of his silver skin. The spear of his words sinks in, and she's heard. His self-hatred is a demon that belongs to him. This is a fight she cannot win. With the wisdom of her ancestors, she steps back. She knows what's being asked of her. She's never met a pain like this, not even with the loss of her mother. Her prince is gone, his mirror too, and she watches as the round-backed beast climbs into the sky. The grass is beginning to bounce back, the weight of him gone, and she's left in the quiet and the cold of the night. The scream that rips through her has never been heard before. It's a soul-stretching cry that reaches across the astral and onto another shore. When it's done, she's left undone, wondering what spirit has taken her over. Baffled and bruised, she's alone and confused, and longing for the laugh of her lover.